Rabbi Aaron Leib Steinman observed that we see phenomenon in our generation that we haven't really seen before. 1 or 2 generations ago, it was perhaps even unusual for somebody to have grandparents. People typically had parents, and if somebody had grandparents, it was perhaps unusual, a very great privilege. And nowadays we see that people have grandparents, great-grandparents, but the unusual phenomenon Rabbi Aaron Leib Steinman observed was that today we could have grandparents who are taking care of their elderly parents, something we never had before in the history of the Jewish people. And Rabbi Aaron Leib Steinman explained as follows. We're coming close to the time of the coming of Mashiach. And in order for Mashiach to come, we need to deliver that knockout punch to Esav. We need to deliver to Esav the final blow. We know Esav is bolstered by the great mitzvah of Kibbud Av V'Im. Esav was a rasha, but nevertheless there was one mitzvah that he was excellent in, that he excelled in. The Medrash tells us that Reb Shimon Gamliel said that he doesn't come close to the Kibbud Av V'Im of Esav, because Esav would wear special begadim, special clothing when he served his father. And Reb Shimon Gamliel said that he's not on the madrega to wear special begadim when he served his father. Esav is the paragon of someone who was mechabed av. And in order to deliver the knockout punch, the final knockout punch to Esav, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us in the Dar Achron, in the final generation, extra opportunities to fulfill the mitzvah of Kibbud Av V'Im, says Rabbi Aaron Leib Steinman. But let's try to explain perhaps on an even deeper level. Why is Kibbud Av V'Im the central mitzvah through which we will be zoiche to the Geula Hasidah, the final redemption? Why is this the key mitzvah that will determine the difference between the ascendancy of the Jewish people over Esav? Very interesting. We read in this week's Parsha, the Yaakov Avinu masquerading as Esav comes into the room, and the pasuk says, Perek Chav Zayin, pasuk Chav Zayin, Vayigash, Vayishak Loi, and Yitzchak kissed Yaakov when he approached. Vayarach es reach begadav vayivarcheu. He smelled the scent of his garment and he blessed him. Vayomer, he said, Re'ei reach beni, see the scent, my son. Kareach sada shabercha Hashem, like the scent of the field that God has blessed. Rashi identifies what was this smell that Yitzchak scented. Says Rashi, there's nothing worse than the scent of goat skin. V'haloi ein reach ra yoser mishetef ha'izim. Says Rashi, Elamalamed shenichnes ha'imai reach Gan Eden. From here we see the scent of Gan Eden accompanied Yaakov into the room. What exactly is the scent of Gan Eden that accompanied Yaakov into the room? Do we find by the performance of any other mitzvah that the one who fulfills the mitzvah is accompanied by the scent of Gan Eden? Why did the scent of Gan Eden accompany Yaakov Avinu? It is brought in the Sefer Alehi Gayon in the name of Reb Shimon Schwab, a wondrous insight into the importance of the mitzvah of Kibbud Av V'Im. When Adam HaRishon sinned and he ate from the forbidden fruit, he was expelled from Gan Eden. And when he was chased out of Gan Eden, not only was he expelled, not only did he impugn his own self, he impugned every mitzvah that could possibly exist. He impugned the whole universe and all of creation. And therefore, all the mitzvahs were downgraded after the sin of Adam HaRishon. However, there's one mitzvah that was not affected by the sin of Adam HaRishon. And that is the mitzvah of Kabed es avicha v'yasimecha, honor your father and mother. And that is because Adam HaRishon in Gan Eden did not have a father and mother. And therefore, his sin had no effect on the mitzvah of Kabed es avicha v'yasimecha. And therefore, when Adam HaRishon ate from the Eitz Hadas, although he downgraded all the mitzvahs, the mitzvah of Kibbud Av V'Im retained its pristine, primordial form. And therefore, says Reb Schwab, when Yaakov Avinu came to serve his father, accompanying Yaakov Avinu was the scent of Gan Eden, the original smell of Gan Eden before the sin of Adam HaRishon. So this is a wondrous insight, that of all the mitzvahs in the Torah, there is one mitzvah that still retains its pristine form from before the sin of Adam HaRishon. Perhaps then that is why, in the end of the day, the mitzvah that will determine when we're able to give the final knockout blow to Esav is the mitzvah of kibbud av va'em. This will be the mitzvah that will be able to restore ourselves and the whole world to its desired state of Adam Harishon before the sin. So in the end of time, it will be the mitzvah of kibbud av va'em that we fulfill, as Rabbi Aaron Leib Steinman teaches us, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu in our times has given us extra opportunities to fulfill this mitzvah. And by doing so, the Rebbeinu Shalom will restore the whole world to Gan Eden Mikedem. And therefore we are mispalel. Hashivenu Hashem Elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Yaminu Kekedem. It is the mitzvah of kibbud av va'em which will give us this great opportunity. Wishing everyone a wonderful week.